Hi everyone. I've always been interested in self-cleaning robot vacuums, and I used to have a Roomba way in the past, and it didn't work very well with the pet hair. So I've been doing some research and was looking at the Shark IQ robot, and also at the Roomba, I think it's the i9. I've been looking at the units that have docking stations and are self-cleaning or bagless, self-empty type that will automatically eject the dust. Because one of the things I noticed with my old one was it would run for a half hour and fill up. I'd have to clean it out and pull the hairs off the rollers, and it was a mess. So it didn't really, like I said, it didn't really work with pet hair. This one is supposed to have a special type of brush that helps with pet hair so it doesn't clog up your gears. So anyway, on the Amazon Prime Day, this was $165 off, so I thought I'd give it a try. This is about half the price of the Roomba, actually less than that with the Amazon Prime discount on there. This came in at about $300, just over $300, I think, for one that normally costs $500, compared to the Roomba that's close to $900 to $1,000. So join me while I set this up and see how good it works. And we have a fairly new Bernese Mountain Dog with a lot of hair. So we'll see if it works with the hair, or it's supposed to be for pets. It has, like I said, a special roll for the hair doesn't clog up the roller. But we'll go ahead and see if this works and keeps our floors clean. The first thing you want to do is find a location in your house that it won't be unpleasant to look at, but also will be convenient to access to the rest of the home. I'm putting it here in our laundry room. It goes out right to our living room area and down to the kitchen. So in this little area has an outlet already there and should be pretty convenient. Go ahead and pull it out of the box. Kind of opens from the back out. Looks like the catcher is in there. The first thing you want to do is turn the robot over and put the brushes on. Just snap in place. Like that. I'll turn it back over and remove all the protective covering. Okay. And it says to power the unit on, but I'm going to put it on the floor first. So we'll turn it on. There's a power switch on the side. And that's it for prepping the vacuum unit. Okay, so we're going to set the docking station here. It came with a pad. This is if you're parking it on carpeting. You put this on here, so you want a solid base for it to come and park on. So this would sit on here. But if you put it on hardwood or on a solid surface like tile, you don't want to use this because if someone steps on this, it can slide. So there is some protective plastic on here as well. Right in the back here is where the plug plugs in. Comes with its own cord. It goes in one way. I'm doing this with one arm, so I'll finish this off camera. Okay, like I said, it plugs in one way, and there's a square end and a round end, so it took a little for that figuring out. It goes right here. Let's plug this in behind the cord. So there's a green indicator here, say that's plugged in. And then we'll get the unit. That's another piece of plastic I missed. And we'll let it charge. There's two metal pieces here that it backs up onto and charges it. The first charge is going to take about 6 hours, it says. Okay, this turned blue, so I'm assuming it's connecting. These turn green. Okay, and they're flashing green, that means it's charging. Okay, so you just heard that noise. How this works is when you first plug in, it does do a discharge. And how it works, it has a fan that sucks the dust from here to here up and over into a bin. And that catches all the dirt. So in theory, depending how often you run it, every 30 days you want to empty this dustbin. But otherwise you don't have to touch it. But that noise you heard was the fan just doing the initial purge. So it's still flashing here. The battery light's flashing, so it is still charging. So one of the things you want to do is prep your house. You want to not have a lot of loose cables and cords laying around or small toys. In the kit comes the bot boundary strips where you can lay these out where you do not want the robot to pass. Okay, so I haven't figured out if I have any areas or not yet, but you can get more of this, but this comes about a 10-foot roll, might be a little longer than that. And you put that where you don't want the robot to cross over. So if you have a corner, like a stereo system or something that has enough access for the robot to get behind and you don't want it to, and there's a bunch of cabling there, you can lay this down and it won't cross over it. So while we're waiting for that unit to charge, we're going to download the software. So I just used the QR code that came in the box and scanned it with a QR reader, and it took me automatically to SharkClean. But alternatively, you can search in your app store for SharkClean. So now you want to open up your SharkClean app and set up your account. The first thing you have to do is create an account. You have to enter your email and a password, and they'll send you an email, and you have to return a confirming email, and then you can get in. Once you create an account, this app will walk you through a lot of the steps that we already just did. Connecting everything to the wall outlet and charging the vacuum unit. Once you get your account created, we'll have to connect it to a Wi-Fi. So we're going to hold both buttons down on the Shark.
I am ready to connect to Wi-Fi.
Okay, we have the Wi-Fi symbol flashing on the unit. It's a blue light. It's asking us if we want to join a network. And it says connecting to the Shark. So after several attempts at connecting to the Wi-Fi, I finally got connected. I think my problem is I have several access points throughout the house. So the one I was trying to get it used or connected to is more central. So I was thinking as the vacuum moved around the house, it wouldn't lose the signal. But it's not very strong where this unit is charging. So I may have to change that. But so right now I got it connected to the primary discharge access point, and we'll see how that works. So then you're going to be asked to name your shark. I guess if you have more than one. It's asking if you make multiple runs to the shark to learn more about your house. When the map is ready, you can use it to send your shark to clean specific rooms. So it's basically going to map out the area and you name the rooms. I'm not going to show you all this right now, but we will cover it in the review. Okay, we're going to have it map the house. And how you do this is you just have it clean. So from this screen on your app, you just select clean and tell it to start cleaning. So what we're going to do, it just started cleaning, and as it goes through the house, it'll map it all. Okay, this is the first scheduled cleaning. I finally got the Wi-Fi working correctly. There was a step that I was missing, that you actually, when it asks you to join the Shark network, you have to go into your settings and select the Shark network under the Wi-Fi signal, and that kind of pairs it. And it wasn't really clear to me that that was required. So this is the first scheduled cleaning. It'll go around the house and map it out. As it moves along, it detects things and records it. It takes 2 or 3 passes for it to develop a map. So even today, we probably won't get our map, but maybe after the next time or the time after that. There's actually a large area that I want it to cover. So I'm just going to let it run. This thing's pretty good at getting everywhere. It gets between the chairs even. It was just underneath the table there, cleaning up some old scraps that might have been left behind. So it finally made it into the family room kitchen area, and hopefully it was mapping that. I think it's going back to empty and probably recharge. So he's kind of following it along here. He's trying to get his bearings where the charger is, or docking station. I just turned the lights on. Now it's going to suck the dust out of the bin. And you can see the bottom of the bin is starting to show an indicator that it's starting to fill up. Some other stuff in there. So we'll show you how to clean that out. Okay, and once it parks, as I said before, it empties into here and there's a level indicator you can see. And when it's full, you just push the button at the top here. There's a filter on the side here you can change, as well as one inside here. But we're going to go ahead and empty this in the garbage. Okay, there's a button here on the side, so I'm going to push that, and there's a hinge on this side. It just folds down. Wow. You can see quite a bit in there just from the run that it did, just to map the house.
And how long did that take?
Probably a total of 3 hours runtime so far.
Huh.
And then you just clean this out, close it back up. Okay, then we're just going to stick this back on, just slide it over that filter, and then it kind of goes in at an angle until it snaps shut. And that's it. The blue light's back on, it's charging, and we're good for the next run. So let's look at the mapping now. So when you're at your unit screen, just pull down the menu and hit map. And the map will come up, and it'll ask you if the map looks like your home. Once you say yes, I still have a little bit more to do. Not everything is on here. You can tell it's quite a bit of area, so it hasn't reached the far ends yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again. But what this does is once you say yes, it takes you through and you can name the different rooms. And then in the future, you can tell it to just say, go clean the kitchen or go clean the living room. So that's how that works. I'm not going to go through every step of it, but you can see that this is quite a bit of area and it seems to be doing pretty good so far. And even with the first 2 mapping runs, you saw how much dog hair it picked up most of all, but also quite a bit of dust and stuff. So it seems to be working pretty good. I do have it scheduled to run on a routine basis, and let's go over to schedule. And you can see here that I have it going Monday and Thursdays. You can do it as often as you like. I have it going at 9 a.m. in the morning. You can schedule the time. It does like the lights to be on. So I'm doing mine during the daytime. If you do it at night, the instructions suggest that you turn the lights on. So I'm doing mine in the morning, and I will adjust this schedule based on what I see the needs are. I primarily bought this because of the dog hair. So we're not having to go out and sweep it every other day. So hopefully this will help eliminate that. So let's look at the mapping function. It's missing a little bit of area of the house on the upper right, but I'm going to say looks like my home. I'm going to create rooms. So I'm going to add a room. And add a label. Add another room. Label. You just go ahead and do this until you get all the rooms set up the way you want them to be. add a hallway here. And a couple more. Do a foyer here. And the laundry room. Cool. And we're done with that. I'm going to save that map. So now in the future, what we can do is just go into here and tell it to vacuum a specific area. Now that the map's in the system, when you hit clean, you have the cleaning options and you can select the area or room that you want it to clean and just hit start cleaning. So that concludes my video on the Shark IQ with Self-Empty. If you do want to see more on the scheduling on the app or the mapping on the app, just drop me a note below and let me know. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe and let me know if you have any ideas of anything you'd like to see. I can see if I can work that out. But in the meantime, I am impressed with this so far. I hope it continues to work well. I especially love that it doesn't get the dog hairs all caught up in the gearing and on the roller. They did a good job with that. My last one, it was unusable because of that issue. So I would highly recommend this, especially if you can get it on the deal that I got with $165 off. That was a big deal. So that really made my decision to go forward with this purchase. But again, if you have any questions, go ahead and post it. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.